The deepest parts of our planet host ecosystems stranger than any land habitat, and the number one spot is something almost nobody guesses. Stay tuned as we count down the most bizarre deep-sea worlds, and you'll discover why the abyss is more alive than you ever imagined. Imagine a place where superheated water spews from the Earth's crust at over 400 degrees Celsius, creating towering chimneys teeming with life. These hydrothermal vents in the Mariana Trench support giant tube worms, blind shrimp, and bacteria that turn chemicals into energy, a process called chemosynthesis. The extreme pressure and darkness make this ecosystem a natural laboratory for studying life's limits. Researchers have found species that exist nowhere else, thriving on the vents' mineral-rich plumes. While the vents glow with eerie orange light, the surrounding seabed remains pitch black, highlighting the stark contrast of this alien oasis. Up next, we'll visit a community that relies on a completely different energy source: methane seepage.
Hidden among the abyss, black smoker fields release clouds of sulfide-laden water that look like smoke rising from a submarine chimney. These vents, scattered along the mid-Atlantic ridge, host dense colonies of mussels, clams, and tube worms that harvest chemicals instead of sunlight. The black particles precipitate into dazzling mineral formations, providing hard substrate for a unique food web. Scientists have discovered microbes that can survive temperatures above 350 degrees Celsius, pushing the boundaries of known biology. The intense chemical gradients create microhabitats where species evolve at a rapid pace, leading to a remarkable diversity of yet-to-be-described organisms. Next, we'll descend to a quieter but equally fascinating environment where cold seeps feed entire ecosystems.
Surprisingly, not all deep-sea hotspots rely on heat. Cold seeps release methane and hydrogen sulfide from the seabed, nurturing entire ecosystems without any warmth. These seep communities are anchored by chemosynthetic bacteria that form mats on the ocean floor, turning toxic gases into food for clams, mussels, and tube worms. The slow-dripping nature of the seeps creates stable, long-lasting habitats where species can specialize over millennia. Some fish even gather around the seeps, attracted by the abundant prey. Recent dives have captured ghost-like shrimp swarming the vented fluids, a sight that seems straight out of a sci-fi film. As we move higher in our list, the terrain flattens dramatically, giving rise to one of the world's largest ecosystems, the abyssal plains.
Beneath the ocean surface lies a vast, seemingly barren expanse known as the abyssal plain, yet it teems with life hidden within the soft sediment. Tiny organisms called myofauna crawl through the mud, while larger scavengers like amphipods and sea cucumbers feast on organic particles drifting down from above. These flatlands cover more than 50% of the Earth's surface, making them a crucial carbon sink and a hotspot for nutrient recycling. Bioluminescent worms create fleeting glows as they burrow, and occasional giant squid sightings remind us how much remains unseen. Despite the low energy input, the ecosystem remains surprisingly productive, supporting a delicate balance of predators and decomposers. Up next, we'll explore colorful underwater forests built by living coral that defy the darkness.
Rare and resilient, deep-sea coral forests form towering structures that rival tropical reefs, despite the absence of sunlight. Species such as Lophelia pachusa create intricate lattices of calcium carbonate, providing shelter for fish, crabs, and sponges. These cold water corals grow extremely slowly, adding just a few centimeters each year, yet over centuries they build massive habitats that act as biodiversity hotspots. Their presence indicates stable, nutrient-rich currents, and they play a vital role in carbon sequestration. Scientists fear that deep-sea trawling and mining threaten these fragile ecosystems, which are still being mapped only in recent decades. As we descend further, we encounter dramatic underwater canyons that channel nutrients and life alike.
Enormous canyons cut into the ocean floor, funneling suspended particles and organic matter from the continental shelf down to the abyss. These submarine canyons act as highways for migratory species, including sharks, rays, and deep-dwelling fish that follow the nutrient-rich currents. The steep walls host sessile organisms like sponges and anemones, while the canyon floors accumulate sediments that support benthic communities. Hydrographic studies show that canyon upwellings boost primary productivity, making them ecological hotspots in otherwise sparse deep waters. Occasionally, scientists observe massive schools of lanternfish shimmering in the canyon's dim light, a spectacular display of life thriving in the shadows. Next, we'll investigate zones where oxygen is scarce, yet life persists against the odds.
Mysterious pockets of water with critically low oxygen levels, known as oxygen minimum zones, stretch across vast oceanic regions. Despite the harsh conditions, specialized microbes and fish have adapted to survive with minimal respiration. These zones host unique food webs where anaerobic bacteria break down organic matter, releasing nutrients that fuel other organisms higher up the chain. Some squid and lanternfish have evolved hemoglobin with exceptionally high affinity for oxygen, allowing them to thrive where others cannot. The existence of these low-oxygen habitats influences global carbon cycles and climate models, making them a focal point for marine research. Emerging evidence suggests that expanding OMZs could reshape deep-sea biodiversity. Up next, we'll witness the ultimate recycling system, whale fall ecosystems.
When a massive whale succumbs and sinks to the seafloor, it creates a bonanza of nutrients that supports a succession of life stages lasting decades. Initially, scavengers like hagfish and sleeper sharks strip away soft tissue, followed by bone-eating worms that bore into the skeleton to extract lipids. Later, chemosynthetic bacteria colonize the bones, turning the whale's remains into a chemical oasis for clams and mussels. This entire process sustains an entire ecosystem, from microbes to large predators, turning a single carcass into a thriving metropolis. Some scientists even suggest that whale falls may have acted as stepping stones for the evolution of early complex life on Earth. Coming up next, we'll explore an extreme briny environment that seems almost alien.
Deep beneath the ocean, hypersaline brine pools form lakes of dense, toxic water that sit like eerie mirrors on the seafloor. These pools are richer in salt and heavy metals than surrounding seawater, creating sharp chemical boundaries. Unique organisms, such as extremophile bacteria and tube worms, thrive at the interface, feeding on the chemical gradients. The stark contrast often produces spectacular, oil-slick appearances, as the brine refracts light differently than the clear water above. Divers have captured footage of shrimp and crabs hovering at the edge, seemingly wary of the poisonous fluid. Although harsh, brine pools host a surprisingly diverse community that has adapted to survive in what many consider an inhospitable realm. Finally, we arrive at the deepest, most mysterious habitat on Earth.
Finally, the Hadal zone, depths beyond 6,000 meters, harbors microbial mats that cling to trench walls, forming the planet's most extreme known ecosystems. These mats consist of chemolithoautotrophic bacteria that oxidize hydrogen sulfide and methane, creating a self-sustaining food source in perpetual darkness. Despite crushing pressures exceeding 1,100 atmospheres, the microbes thrive, supporting tiny invertebrates that graze on the mats. Recent expeditions have uncovered new species of amphipods and snailfish that rely entirely on these microbial carpets for nutrition. The Hadal trenches, such as the Mariana and Tonga, remain largely unexplored, making these mats a frontier for discovering life's adaptability. Their existence reshapes our understanding of how ecosystems can function at the very limits of Earth's biosphere.
We've journeyed from the scorching vents of the Mariana Trench all the way up to the mysterious microbial mats of the Hadal Zone, proving that life can flourish in the most extreme darkness. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden worlds, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss the next mind-blowing list we drop each week. Which deep-sea ecosystem surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and keep exploring the unknown.